race. We got two of the best. Welcome back for another episode of Small Business Showcase, which is going to be renamed Small Business NOLA real shortly. I'm Reuben, DeTiege, your host, and we're back for another exciting episode. We're going to have two wonderful guests on the day, and also we're going to give you some great information about another business event that you either aspiring business owners need to know about, or people who are in business already, and we'll talk about that on the second half. But also we want you to know that we tied in also to a radio show. We're doing a radio show on WBOK on Mondays 1:30 to 2 called Small Business NOLA. Call in with your questions, call in with your comments. 504-260-9265. Give you a lot of good information, We have a lot of partners that are partnering with us, and we have one of them on today, and we'll introduce her to her in just a second. But you can also go to the website sbnola.com to get a lot of good information about your website, about e-blast, about the whole marketing situation that we're doing right now. So you give me a call 504-201-2076 or go to the webpage sbnola.com and get some information, or contact me either about being on this show or on a radio show, and we'll give you a lot of good information. That's Mondays on WBOK 1:30 to 2, Small Business NOLA, the radio show. But without further ado, we're going to get on. We have one of our partners, new partners that we've come to know. She's an attorney here in New Orleans, and she's going to give us a lot of good information, not only about business and the things you need to know as far as legal issues are concerned, but family law and some other things. And we have attorney Jalonda M. Morris. We'd like to welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Wonderful. Well, Jalonda, everybody, you're going to be new to the show, and everybody wants to know a little bit about you. So tell us a little bit where you come from, New Orleans, family life, the whole 9 yards.
Well, I'm a native New Orleanian, been here all my life, graduated from St. Mary's Academy. Okay. Then went to Xavier University and graduated from there. Graduated in chemistry, pre-med, and spent a little time in medical school, but ended up an attorney.
How'd that happen?
I left med school for a bit thinking I would go back, but this was my other passion, and I decided to go to law school, and I graduated from Loyola University here in the city. Really? In 1999.
Now let's just start them off right. Tell them how to get in touch with you.
You can get in touch with me at 504-377-1178. I take all appointments, and I travel to clients from as far as St. James Parish to Belle Chase, Louisiana. They can also email me at JALONDA, my first name, MOR, @gmail.com. Great.
Now tell us a little bit about your practice. Tell us about what you're doing right now.
It's a general practice. I probably am a little bit all over the place in terms of the legal issues that I address. I get a criminal, family law, successions and estate planning, which is one of my passions, as well as providing legal business solutions to small businesses, and little personal injury as well.
I'd like to ask you about that. If we're going to get off the subject for a second, successions. I know that in my family, we've had a hard time pushing people to that because nobody wants to pay for that. But how necessary is that?
Oh, we learned it after Hurricane Katrina. In fact, I mean, no lack in lot of the pro bono attorneys volunteered a lot, because when it came to dealing with property, you could not deal with property unless you had proper title. And so we saw families that hadn't done successions over the course of generations, and we had to do 3 and 4 at a time in order for the person to get the proper title, so that they could do something with road homes. So it's important and it's imperative. But that's one of the campaigns in my business. I just want people to understand how important estate planning is.
And I always say that, you have to educate people about what they need. They don't know that they need certain medications in the medical field. You just think you're getting by, but it doesn't work that way. And it's the same thing. I know some people in my family have lost property from not properly going through the succession process. And
the stories are numerous. I mean, it's been hurtful. I had a person call me. She was raised by her godfather, who then she helped take care of until he passed. And it was his intention for her to have the home, but he never did a simple will. And when he passed, she was removed from the home by his legal heirs.
Wow.
And there was nothing that we could do about it.
And I see this all the time, and then people come back and then they're crying, and and I know, I hate to just harp on this, but it is very imperative that people do this. And I have seen even people, again, in my family, that didn't want to do wills because they say, oh, I don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. Or, so-and-so is going to be mad with me. But isn't your affairs being in order? They just don't know. When you leave, then you leave a fight for everybody. So, I'm glad I wanted to just kind of talk to you about that for a minute, because people need to be educated. And I use my platforms, my shows, to educate people about things that need to happen. Let's get back to the business side. Legal issues. Tell me some of the things that you've handled in the past, or things that you see that are important in the business.
just in connection with what you're doing and why it's so important. And for me, what my mission for my practice is providing knowledge, access, and advocacy. And providing that education is so important to me, because a lot of times people think of attorneys as just, we're just in business to get money, and no, but we're a service-oriented profession, and we typically get clients who are in trouble. And it's disheartening when we know that if they had certain information, they might have been able to take care of things a lot simpler, a lot cheaper, and on the front end. So, and just for example, with business, I came across an individual who built a business up to the point where, they were making over $30,000 to $60,000 a month, but had they didn't get the proper things in the beginning, and now the business is closed because of not the proper licensing and all of that, as well as dealing with lawsuits now, with contract issues, with people, creditors who are wanting to be paid. And if simply they would have taken care of getting legal help in the beginning, maybe some of those issues that they were now confronting could have been,
I know two of the big things I speak on is people have family-owned businesses, which is always hard. You got, your relatives working there, and you got other people working there, and there needs to be some kind of formalized agreement. And I always say that, or two friends that get together and say, oh, we're going to do a lawn care business. I always use lawn care people, but that's something easy, and they say, okay, we're going to do that, and there's no commitment to anything. Nobody says, well, who's going to do what and who's going to do this. And then if one of the partners dies with information that the other partner didn't know, well, the business dies. So, I mean, I speak to people a lot on having some formalized partnership agreement if you're in some type of partnership or family-owned business. Have you seen any of that?
Oh, yeah, and it's important. A lot of times, you know, like we deal with in the law, just a joke, my best friend is a doctor, and I say, well, you know, the problem you run into with your customers is that they think you know everything. And the problem we run into it as attorneys is sometimes they don't think we know enough. But the reality is that that information is vital. And a lot of times people will get the information from a friend or a family member or someone else so that they don't have to pay for that expertise. But it ends up costing more.
But you know what I always say, you get what you pay for.
Exactly.
And I preach that to my viewers and listeners on the radio and people when I do seminars every day, that you get exactly what you pay for. So you need sound advice. So I'm a small business owner. I'm coming to you to open a muffin shop. What kind of advice would you give me as far as
yeah, and that's important. That's something that needs to be stated, because a lot of times when people think that coming to an attorney when you're starting a business is simply about whether or not how to incorporate, you know, and it's simply about getting paperwork and filling out. But with an attorney, you get more than that, because when you with an attorney is going to find out all of what you do. We're trained to think in terms of potential liabilities. What are some of the issues that could arise that maybe if we put it, you know, in the contract with customers and clients, or, you know, just setting up different practices that might ward against problems in the future. You know, so, I mean, I would certainly be a listener in the beginning. I'd want to know what your business was about, what kind of services were you providing, where were you going to be located, you know, who, you know, and then we would deal with all of the potential legal issues that would arise, aside from starting out with whether or not you should incorporate or form a partnership or an LLC and so on.
Now, a lot of my listeners are either potential owners or existing business owners. Tell them again how to get in touch with you.
They can get in touch with me. My phone number is 505-377-1178. They can email me at Jalonda Moore. Well, it's JALONDAMOR@gmail.com, and anytime, it doesn't matter, I'm always answering the phone. Okay,
so you will offer them a free consultation just to kind of see what
yes.
Oh, absolutely. So, I mean, you guys need to get in touch with his a qualified attorney that will help you get started and get going with what you need to do. So you need to get in contact with it. So just tell me some of the issues you guys go over when you sit down and talk to them. I mean, some of the consultations. Somebody comes to you with a retail or a service business, and you know some of the things that you tell them that you need to do.
Well, I mean, I want, basically, like I said, the first important thing is to gather all the information. You know, what exactly are they trying? What type of business, because that makes a difference. Whether they're going into business with someone, that makes a difference. You know, what kind of financial resources that they're using, so that we can determine whether or not they need to incorporate or form an LLC or whatnot. And that's just the beginning. But then also to, you know, like I said, if they're located somewhere, I mean, you got issues with what happens if a customer sues you, a creditor sues you, if you have a problem with someone who's not paid you. And
I guess they give you that emergency room kind of thing. They come running to you after it's happened. Oh, so-and-so suing me. Let me tell you what the story is. But you know, I tell people before, and my next guest is going to kind of probably harp into what I'm saying. They always want to come to you guys, at the last minute. And then I always say, you know, that you need that good advice up front.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we're going to talk more about this either on the radio, and people are going to start seeing you more at some of the events and stuff like that, because you and I are going to be working together. But I always stress to my clients that you need good accounting work and you need good legal work to move forward.
Right.
And would you agree with that?
Oh, I agree with it. That's my mission in providing knowledge, and the knowledge I provide is free, because I think if you have the knowledge, you can make better choices on when you need an attorney and what you need legal assistance for.
That's great. All right, Jalonda, I know I'm hitting them hard, but we're getting ready to go to break. Tell them one more time how to get in touch with you, so in case somebody they didn't get the pencil and paper, that they need to take advantage of that free consultation. How did they get in touch with you? Okay,
once again, my phone number is 504-377-1178, or they can email me at jalondamor@gmail.com.
Wonderful. We're getting ready to go to break, but I want to tell you one more time, you're going to see Jalonda on here, very often, and you will see she'll be taking questions, so you can email them to her, or you can either email me at DeTiege@hotmail.com, and then we'll send you some information. And she'll also be a part of us with the radio show on Mondays, WBOK 1:30 to 2, 12:30 a.m. and it's Small Business NOLA radio show. We'll come right back and we'll be talking to Adele London with the Good Work Network, and she'll tell you about a wonderful conference that's coming up that's going to be just for you, the small business owner. See you right back in 1 minute.
Thank you. Merci, merci.
New Orleans would like to say
thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thanks, America.
We love you.
We don't just say thanks. We play it.
And now we'd like to say thank you in person.
Come on down, America.
come for the history.
Come for the music. Come for the food.
Come for the art.
Lots of art.
Come for the fun.
Come feel good.
Come for the people. Come for beignets.
Come for the sweet sounds of jazz.
Come for it all.
We roll, y'all.
Come fall in love with New Orleans all over again.
Come on, what you waiting for?
Where's the whole week? Where's the whole week? Hey, excuse me? Excuse me, sir. Something wrong? Yeah, there's something wrong. You want to get me some whole wheat? Oh, come on. Hey, hey, amigo. Hey, I asked you for whole wheat bread. This is not what I wanted. El Rito.
Sorry for the confusion.
You know, that's the problem with these people. If you want to serve Americans, you got to learn to speak the language. You know what I'm saying?
No, sir. I don't. Enjoy your lunch.
Imagine the power of one voice. Click freedomcenter.org to find yours.
All right, we're back from our break, and I promised you some great information. You know, last 2 years we've been telling you about the AEI conference, which is sponsored by, hosted by FDIC and Good Work Network, and today we have Adele London, who's here from Good Work Network, that's going to tell us a little bit about the conference. Is coming up on November 8th, which is a Tuesday. It's an all-day thing, and you need to be there if you're a small business Louisiana. A lot of business resources, financing, funding, marketing, social media, all those type of things. Adele, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Reuben.
Thank you. Tell us a little bit about the small business, the Southeast Louisiana Small Business Conference.
That's right. It's the 4th year.
Right.
It's our 4th year. It's the Southeast Louisiana Small Business Conference. So we're talking about the whole region. We want to reach out to entrepreneurs who are not just in New Orleans or Jefferson Parish, but all the outlying, all the surrounding parishes. We want to invite them to come and to partake and get this information. We have a lineup of professionals that's phenomenal. Every year I think it can get better, and this year I think it's going to even be better.
I know every time we do this thing, people are leaving with smiles on their faces, and I think that's good, because if nothing else, you get encouragement about moving forward. But my big thing is I got bankers right there. Mm-hmm. We call it Meet the Money People.
Meet the Money People.
Tell them a little bit about that.
Meet the Money People. Well, this year we're doing it a little different. We're doing a big, because we want everybody to have access to them. So at the Meet the Money People, Meet the Banker, it's going to be a round table, and it's going to be the very first session, because you know, there's this kind of a misconception sometimes about who can approach a bank and who's bankable and things like that. And a lot of times with small businesses and micro businesses, we feel somewhat intimidated about asking for or seeking a loan. So this will kind of dispel some of those misconceptions that you can't approach a banker. They're gonna be very approachable. They're gonna be right there, like you said. They're
Absolutely.
gonna be and available throughout the whole day. And you can talk to them, make an appointment with the loan officers, and talk to them specifically about your business and your business needs. So that's just one aspect of this conference. I mean, it's so much. It's put on by the FDIC and the other banks and a lot of other organizations as well, SBA. But the information, the professionals that come and really give of their time and the information is really phenomenal. It's
invaluable.
It's invaluable. I mean, we have professionals in the marketing industry, human resources, technology for small businesses. So we have some really cool sessions that are going to be running concurrently. And last year we introduced our Opportunity Zone.
I was about to ask you about that. Tell them about the Opportunity Zone.
Well, the Opportunity Zone is just that. It's a center where you can kind of sign up for different time slots to meet directly with procurement officers from various public and private agencies. They're going to come there with their procurement list, their small procurements and things that are coming up.
Such as Sewage and Water Board.
Sewage and Water.
Whatever they need. They may need blankets, they may need pipe, they may need plumbers, whatever.
That's right. We're inviting them. We're inviting the city of New Orleans procurement. The school boards procurement officers will be there. So it's a host of
and you're sitting right there in front of the guy.
Yeah, you'll be one-on-one with them. Right. And you can talk to them about what you supply, what goods, what services you supply, and you would be surprised on the things that they buy.
Absolutely.
The things that they need. You know, I'm a caterer. I guarantee you they buy food at some point in time. You know, so there are goods and services that from on a wide spectrum there that they procure on an everyday basis. This year we have a new thing, Reuben. We have a thing called our Hands-On Learning Lab.
Really? Tell us about that.
The Hands-On Learning Lab, I'm pretty excited about that this year. It's where you can again meet one-on-one and get some FaceTime with a professional in a certain industry. Let's say you go to the social media marketing tips and tools session. Well, then you can follow it up and go and meet one-on-one with the professionals from that session and talk specifically how to implement those things into your business.
That's great.
Yes, and we will have lawyers there as well. So if you have some legal questions related to your business now, and they will be on hand to talk to you about that. If you're talking about your business organization, contractual issues, things like that, and they will give free
advice.
Free advice.
Wonderful. Did you hear that? Free advice. That's
exactly.
Wonderful.
So you can't beat it. We'll have actually some folks from the technology field to talk to you about cloud computing and how to implement technology gadgets into your business.
So if I'm some guy that's kind of not tech savvy and I'm scared to ask people, they're going to be right there. I can talk to them about those situations, including social media.
Including social media, your website, how to change your website into an e-commerce site, things like that you could talk to them again one-on-one. And the thing that we really want this conference to be is to give that added value, like this, like you said, and the encouragement that a lot of the small businesses need. You know, a lot of times when you're an entrepreneur, a small business owner, you kind of act in a silo a little bit. You're making decisions by yourself, and you know, this is a great way to find out all the resources out there that can help you and to help guide your entrepreneurial path. So.
I know one of my favorite things coming. We're going to see Miss Rosemary Jackson, who will be there from the State Purchasing Department. She gives a wonderful.
She does. Actually, this year is going to be Bob Dempsey. Dempsey's coming from PTAC.
Okay.
So he will be there to talk about that, as well as some other folks on the federal side to talk about procurement, the procurement processes.
I think one time, either she or he had a conversation with him and said that the state spends on goods and services $23 million a day.
Yeah, probably. So I can't remember.
And that's phenomenal. So there must be some piece of pie in there for you.
That's right.
Adele, tell them how to get in touch with you. And I know they can go to AEIconference.org, but they can call the office at what's the number?
It's 504-309-2090.
Wonderful. And you can call that number and get some good information and give you all the information about the conference and how to register, and it's just going to be wonderful. And if you just want more information, just call Adele on the phone at that number she just gave.
I'm sorry, I should have given this number, 504-309-2073.
Okay, 504-309-2073 is the number for more information about the small business, the South Louisiana Small Business Conference that'll be held on November the 8th, which is a Tuesday, at the Lindy